Hey guys, welcome back. This video was actually requested by XBeautyBoo. It is a college related video. I was asked to do a video about the 10 things I wish I knew before I went to college and also how to choose the right college. So I decided to put these two topics together into one video, make it very simple. So I'm going to start off with how to choose the right college. A little quick background about myself. I graduated last year, May 10th, from my university. I was there for 4 years. I got out in 4 years, very happy about that. And I got my bachelor's degree in therapeutic recreation. So I've been out of college for a little while now, and it'll be a year out of college before I know it. Time really flies. So I figured I'll just throw out a few things about how to choose the right college for you. All of this advice may not work for you specifically, but it's just some things that I thought of off the top of my head that I ended up writing down. So the first thing I have is a really big money sign. You got to think about the money, my dear. Yes, college is very expensive. Everything from tuition, books, housing, meals. Yes, college can get very, very expensive. So you also have to think, do you want to be in-state, or do you want to be out of state? Do you want to go to a college that's down the street, or do you want to go to a college that's 4 hours away? You got to think about those things. Think about what those colleges offer. Think about what kind of majors they have. And that's also a few things I wrote down too. No one's saying that you have to know exactly what you want to do by the time you start applying to different colleges. I went to college, and my first year, I was undecided. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So definitely, like I said, look into different colleges. Do you want to stay in-state, or do you want to go out of state? Think about the money that will be involved. Scholarships, apply for those scholarships. See what money that you can get in order to help you choose the right college for you. Now, you can also go on different tours of colleges, the ones that really stick out to you. Get a chance to go and check out the campus, check out housing if you can. Have a tour guide, someone who really knows the campus. Unless you just want to go and walk around on your own, you can do that too. And I also wrote this down, community college. If a 4-year university isn't in the near future for you, you can always go to community college first and get some courses under your belt and then move on to a 4-year college. Now, of course, like at community college, you'll go for 2 years and then you can finish up your last 2 years at a university. I mean, that's perfectly fine too. So, like I said, whatever works for you, do those things and try to figure out like what will work for you. Scores on tests. Some colleges out there want you to have a certain SAT score. I took the SAT twice. My first scores were not pretty. My second ones, I was a little bit happier about them. I'm not saying I'm a bad test taker. It's just the SAT, I'm like, come on, why do I have to take this? So definitely look into what colleges that you are thinking about applying to, what their requirements are for scores, the test that you're taking, how your grades should look, things like that. I would recommend looking into those things probably maybe around 10th grade. I know people say you should really start looking more like in your junior year, but if you know you definitely want to go to college, then I suggest the sooner you start looking and the sooner you start figuring out what you have to do, you won't feel like you're in such a rush in order to get everything done. What else do I have on here? Definitely look into dorm living or living off campus. If you're the type where you know that you really don't want to be in such a small space with somebody, then you might want to look into living off campus. Where I went to college, they offered off-campus housing very close to the area. Not saying that the college promoted it, but of course you can ask around and say, hey, do you know about this neighborhood that's really close to the college? Is it a nice neighborhood? Is there a lot of crime? What's going on over there? And then you can probably find roommates and things to help out with rent. What else? Oh, and also when talking about like living off campus, where I went, the college where I went to, they were pretty much buying up a lot of houses and a lot of property around the area just to make it a little bit safer for students. And I know there are some places they were just trying to buy also, but the people weren't giving in yet. So I haven't been down there in a little while, and who knows, maybe they have bought up that entire area, but definitely look into those things too. Okay, this is another one. How to choose the right college. Parking. Now I know in a lot of places they won't allow freshmen to have a car. However, once you're like a sophomore, most likely you will be able to have one. Now, parking where I went was freaking terrible. I never had my truck on campus for specific reasons and for personal reasons. But I will say that based off of what I observed and what people were telling me, it's probably better that it was the best thing that I didn't have my truck with me, because when football games would start, you'd have to move your vehicle to another area of campus, and then you'd have to go get it after the game's done, bring it back, and then your parking permit or whatever will say, oh, you can park in these areas, but then campus security will come by, give you a ticket, even though it was just a lot of confusion with parking from what I've heard from different students. So definitely look into that. If you really want to have your car on campus, you can. But definitely look into like the cost and all those things too. Extracurriculars. Yeah, if you're going to go to college and you're very active, like in high school, and you've done a lot of things like different clubs, different organizations, look to see what kind of organizations the colleges that you're looking into, see what they offer. They might offer some really cool things that you never thought of doing, some things you've always wanted to try. It's a good way to network, and it's an awesome way to get to know new people who have the same interests that you do. So definitely look into those things too. That's all I had for how to choose the right college. If I think of anything else, I'll throw it in later, or I'll just type it into the description bar. Other than that, I can't think of anything else. I think I covered some pretty good things. If you're watching this video and you're like, oh, well, you missed this or you missed that, or my college experience was a little bit different, add it into the comment section. Perfectly fine with me. For the 10 things I wish I knew about college, I could only think of 3, because college for me was actually pretty smooth for the most part, but there are some things that I wish I did know. Apparently there was a way that you could personally pick your roommate. I never knew that. I let them randomly pick a roommate for me my freshman year. If I could go back and change that, I would have, but we're not going to get into that story. So, I wish I had known that I could have easily picked the person I wanted to live with. Okay? My freshman year. My sophomore, junior, and senior years, I picked whoever, but freshman year, I wish I knew that. I think maybe I was just really scared about who I was going to get, especially being new to the college, so yeah, whatever. Another thing I wish I knew was how tired of the food I would get. A couple places around campus did change, like we ended up getting a Panda Express, which was fantastic, which was really, really good. I don't know why we had 2 Subways next to each other, and then we also had a Subway across the street. Maybe they were trying to get us to eat healthier, I don't know. But personally, I did gain 13 pounds my freshman year. Just saying. But I did get really tired of the food after my freshman year. I was like, I'm over it. So I wish I had known how fast I'd get over the culinary options. I wish I knew in advance that I wasn't going to get into the nursing program. I just mentioned how I was undecided. And then I decided, hey, you know what? I'll be a nurse. I was number 89 on the wait list, and I didn't have any more classes I could take in the next semester that would give me time to try again for the nursing program. The nursing supervisor told me, hey, you want to know something? You could take on 2 or 3 more minors. And I was like, no, I'm already going to have a psychology minor. I'm just going to look for another major. So that's when I found therapeutic recreation. I stuck with that. That's what I got my bachelor's in. But honestly, I am kind of okay with the idea of trying for the nursing program, only because if I hadn't done it, then now in my life I would have been like, well, what would have happened if I had tried? So now I know I didn't get in. Who knows? I'm actually happy I didn't get in, because apparently that nursing program is very, very rough and very difficult. So, hey, being a recreation therapist, ended up working out for me. Another thing, I just thought of this off the top of my head, I kind of wish I knew that I would stop playing the clarinet. I did marching band my freshman year of college, but the vibe of the band and just, there were a lot of things I didn't agree with, so I ended up leaving my freshman year. Now that I look back on it, do I regret that decision? I actually don't regret it. I played clarinet from the time I was in 7th grade up until my freshman year of college, and that's a pretty long time. And a lot of things I wanted to accomplish by playing the clarinet, I had actually accomplished in high school. So at this point, it really didn't bother me, but in a way I kind of wish I had known in advance that I really wasn't going to stick with it all throughout college. But it doesn't really bother me that much, like I said. I kind of wish I had known that drama in high school, that was pretty interesting, but drama in college, we're not going to get into the stories, but I just wish I knew that, I just wish I knew now what I knew then as a freshman. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so my camera decided it wanted to die on me. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any more questions about my college experience or anything, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section. I usually get back to you guys pretty quickly. And if you have any more requests for videos, please let me know. And I will talk to you guys later. So, see ya.